What is up, guys? It is your boy Winster back at it again with another video. We got Richard here, a good friend of mine. We're at the Amazing Discoveries here in Glendale, and we got a nice deck profile. But before we get into it, as always, glaze the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and be sure to be a channel member. But I'm gonna stop talking here, pass it over to my good friend, and we're gonna get right into this deck profile.
Sounds good. So this was my top 20. I got 20th out of top 24 of the remote regional this past weekend in January. This is my take on Ryzeal. So
Congrats, by the way. Hold on.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. So start off with the basic engine, the main Ryzeal stuff. You have the 3X Ryzeal, the best starter in the deck. Can turn off a monster, especially if you're going second. Gives you your Fire Thunders, so just extend. Is an extender and a starter, which is what I love about him. So 3X. We have the 3 sword as well. Again, extender, main key part of the combo. You need him to either search for the X, or if you get X, you special him, search for the ice. Then, of course, the other main starter you want, your 3 ice. Incredible card. Can be normal or special. There's a huge combo in this deck with him that I'll explain later when I get to my other engine. But he mainly comes out, gets you another guy. And the other cool part about him is if you're playing the Fiendsmith variant, when he comes out and you summon you special from the deck, he doesn't lock you out of your extra deck yet. So you're still able to continue comboing when you use him. 1 node. Extender, you use him to, especially in this build, you use him quite a bit. And again, I'll get back into them when I get there. We have the spells, cross, plugin. Plugin's great for dodging with detonator. When you get the plugin, you can pop your own detonator, bring him back with plugin later after. Cross is the negate, plus it gets you some draw power on your own turn. The negate can do on your turn too as well, so it's really good for nib protection. You always want to get it out before summon 4. Then I personally do run the trap. I'll get into that more as well later when we get into the extra deck. Kind of a spoiler with Reflesia, but this card's just really good. Some people miss its 3rd line of text, where after it resolves, you actually can attach another material, so it can make your detonator bigger after you play it. So if you've already exhausted your detonator, you play this, you get 1 back onto the detonator, as well as pop 2, because normally you'll have duo drive and detonator, so you pop 2, attach 1 to detonator, so detonator's live again.
That is actually insane. I don't play the trap. I mean, I play the deck, but with Fiendsmith, and that's actually crazy.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
It's super good. It's a reason to run it alone, in my opinion. So now is where the real sauce comes in. This is my engine instead of the Fiendsmith. I play the toy monsters. So the toy monsters, some people call them a gimmick. Some people think they're too gimmicky to be good. I think that they're stupid. This engine in this deck is absolutely incredible. Just opening Toy Box gets you into so many plays. Because you get the Toy Box, you can set 2. If you have ways to get into your Ryzeals without it, you can get your Ice Ryzeal. Once you've set 2, you could actually send Toy Soldier, special Ice off his own effect. Toy Soldier will activate Engrave, resolve, special himself. His effect will then search you another Ice you've yet to normal summon. You can make your duo right here, do your search, then you can summon your Ice. And then you could go continue with your Ryzeal combo. So it's incredible. Toy Tank, you can actually use on turn 3, or when you get a second turn after you've let the engine start, you could use Toy Tank to tribute, special 1 of your Ryzeals back, and start your combo that way, because he can special from grave by tributing himself. So he can restart your Ryzeal combos without even needing 1 in hand.
That is actually crazy. You've been trying to get me on this?
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I'm going to get these cards out of my bulk. I might try it, bro.
They're so good.
I'm just going to copy your build.
Yeah. Feel free, man. The other thing I was saying, how I'd come back to Node. Node is really good off of the Toy Box plays, because once you get towards the end of the combo, you can special the Node, send the Toy Tank from face down, special it, and it allows you to continue extending into more rank 4s. So this deck is very much a rank 4 toolbox version of the deck, compared to the Fiendsmith version, which is all about getting both engines to go off. This is more about hitting the board with rank 4s, which is, in my opinion, the point of the deck and a better way to play the deck. Which is why I'm on this and not the Fiendsmith. It also allows for what's coming next is the very large hand trap lineup. 3 Fuelos. I mainly side that in for Ryzeal. It's just incredible. Or any other deck where you see a lot coming from the hand. It's good against Kashtira, but primarily I swap this in when I go against Ryzeal or Tempai, because Tempai is still running around. So when you bump into it, this is just still really good to get you some extra stuff. Ghost Ogre, Valor, and Bell. I run it 2 each. Instead of doing two sets of 3, I figured I like the variety. I do run cross out, so with running cross out, this just really helps, as well as having the variety gets me the advantage in more situations.
Because you're not playing 3, like typically people do. I'm assuming you definitely bricked a lot less.
I did brick a lot less, and actually this current build's 45 cards. So I was able to justifiably run 45 and not brick by still getting options. Like, I don't think one time in the regional I ran into 2 of the same hand traps in one turn.
And it's because of that's so good,
Yeah. Then last one of the hand traps, last monster is 3 Ash. This is the only one of the monsters the traditional hand trap monsters that I chose to keep it 3. It's just way too good to not have it 3.
It's good in everything.
Especially, I mean, it's not even that much of a format dependent card. It's just always good. 3 Imperm, just good card. Need 3 of it, especially since I only run 2 of the Valor. Spells, we got the 3 Bonfire. Bonfire goes crazy in this deck still, obviously, especially with the toy box. You can Bonfire your ice, toy box, set your 2, send, and then still be able to do the whole combo.
That's not Bonfire, that's 3 more copies of Ice Ryzeal.
It is, it's just 3 Ice Ryzeals, yeah. I run 6 Ice Ryzeals.
That's a funny looking Ice Ryzeal.
Right? 9 Ice Ryzeals if you count Toy Soldier. I main deck the one called by. It's just, every time you see it, you want to see it. It carries through your combos. And also, it can help on the next turn. Another card that's really useful on the next turn, if you don't use it to stop hand traps, is Cross Out. With Ryzeal running around so much right now, you could use this to stop their ice without wasting a hand trap, or any of their extenders for that matter, without using a hand trap. Plus, obviously, on your own turn, use it for hand traps, you're safe. Another thing that I really love in this deck, especially with the toys, is Droplet. So if I open Toy Box and Droplet and I'm going second, I can essentially win the duel. I would be able to activate the Toy Box, use the Droplet, send 2. If they have 2 monsters, worst case if they have 3, I send all 3. But best case, I send 2, special the Twink, special the Soldier, turn off 2 monsters, and then go full combo.
Jesus,
so, yeah, that's it for the main deck. So the main thing I like about this build is it gives you so much more room for rank 4 utility. Obviously I have the main engine, the 2 duo drive. I personally was able to squeeze in 3 Detonator. So I play the 3 Detonator. I just think it's an incredible card. And having it at 3 means that I'm always going to have access to it. My opponents can't really stop it. It also helps with Unicorn running around so much right now, because if I make the 1 Detonator and they out it and the Unicorn and Banish together, I'm out of Detonator. But with 3, it's really, really hard for them to get rid of your Detonators. You'll always have one. Now the fun part of the deck, the rank 4 toolbox, you've got Dugaris. He can push for OTKs, he can get you more hand traps. You can really do everything you need him to. I mainly love if I'm going first, I use him to draw, fill up my grave a little bit. If I'm going second, I always use him to double the Detonator attack to push for OTKs. Another thing that goes with him when pushing for an OTK is Utopic. So full armor Utopic Ray. He's literally battle phase, turns off my opponent's monsters, can attack twice. He's the cleanup crew. He helps you get the OTK. Next, we have more of the toolboxy stuff. So you have Light Dragon at Ignister. He can pop as many cards, as many monsters on my opponent's field as I have at Ignisters. So it's always a 1 pop, but what's nice about that is it's non-targeting. So it can out the Desiree, as well as it has another built-in effect. It's another protection from your Xyz monsters being destroyed. So if you've already used the Detonator replace, you can then use the at Ignis to replace. Or if you want to save your material, you can use the at Ignis to replace.
Oh, it's one of those effects where you detach instead, right?
Yeah, you detach to replace destruction instead of getting destroyed.
That's so freaking good.
So it's a second one of those because you already have that in Detonator.
Yeah.
I run Castel. This has always been back and forth between like Castel or Tornado Dragon. Like, it's my 15th spot essentially. I swap it out for other things. This is coming out when Suda comes out because I'm going to put Eclipse Twins.
The Twins, yeah. Oh my god.
This and 1 Detonator will be coming out for 2 Twins for me.
Twins is so good.
Yeah, it's insane because Twins opens up. You can now use your empty Xyz to make the Twins, have it on board for pushing, and you also engrave. It resets your Detonator. It just turns the deck bonkers. Dweller is the MVP of the weekend for me. Every game where I brought out Dweller, I won. Dweller, it turns off your opponent's grave. It literally says, goodbye, Fiendsmith. Fiendsmith cannot function once this is on board, and you essentially win the duel. Baguska, I had a revelation earlier on how to use him better, so I do have more ways to implement him in the future. I didn't go into him once over the weekend, mainly because as a player, I think I play more aggressive, but he's really good. You can put him out in defense after you've set up your whole board, and then if your opponent is forced to out it, then they have to deal with the rest of your board after. So that's kind of the point behind Baguska. Exton, I do still run it even though I don't play the Fiendsmith build. This is a really good comeback card. If I know I'm behind coming into my turn and we're in a simplified game state, I can make him wipe the board and kind of proceed from there. Plus, leaving the 1 on him, it still gives me the ability to continue to push through their board. Last of the rank 4 toolbox is one of my favorite choices. Trap Tricks with Felicia. I love this card. Trap Tricks for Felicia allows you to send a whole trap from your deck. Well, this happens to be a whole trap. So you can send the Plasma Hole to trigger the Plasma Hole off of the Felicia, and then it triggers the whole effect. So you still get the Plasma Hole to pop too, and then you still get the attach back from Grave.
So you're telling... Oh, go ahead.
The even funnier part is, after you Plasma Hold off of Felicia, you trigger the effect of Plasma Hole, you can attach that Plasma Hole to your monster.
So you're triggering Ryzeal Hold Thruster with Felicia is what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And then it's engraved, so you can use its engrave effect to banish and make Utopic, or banish and make the next card I'm going to show, which is Typhon. You can make Typhon on your opponent's turn with this card.
That's insane.
Yeah, you can make Typhon on your opponent's turn with this card. Which
Such a good toolbox.
Yeah, it's insane. I love it.
Good.
And then the last one, of course, is the Aggregator. Aggregator has to be run for the duo draw, or for the X.
Yeah.
Because then you run it in tandem with twins when twins come.
You're insane if you're not playing it. You're a literal psychopath if you're
Some
not
people
playing
play two. I personally save the space so I can have more of my rank 4 toolbox, but some people play two.
Psychopaths.
Yeah. So last but not least, we have the side deck. 3 Perulia. So Perulia is the one that I side in if I have to deal with the hand. So if I have to deal with Tempai, or if I have to deal with the Ryzeal Mirror, Perulia comes in, and Fulos goes out. Then we've got, so because I do the 2 of each hand trap, I side 2 of the hand traps that I like to play, being Nib and Droll. That way I can take out 2 that I'm not using, but 2 that I need. It makes it a lot easier for siding to play 2 of each.
Just more utility too.
Yeah. A lot more utility, yeah. And it saves you some space too in the long run, which is nice. The 3 Lancia with Malice running around, you have to have it.
Yeah.
It's just, it has to be there. I never saw myself playing it against anything else, but I know there's some other utility to it. This is my main tech play. This is, as Wenster called it, this is the Ricky play right here. This is Metal Tronus. So this is something that I've been playing it since Anaheim, and every time I play it against the Ryzeal Mirror, it shuts them off. You can use it to utility, and in this deck it has even more utility because I could target their light level 4 and get a Toy Soldier, and then Toy Soldier will then begin its cycle. So I can, there's so much this deck does with just the Metal Tronus. Obviously, its most on the nose application is to use it to get rid of the detonator, but you could use it to extend too, which is really nice. And then cross out target. Sometimes you draw it, but hardly ever, especially in the 45 card build. Cross out target, you need it to always. I always side into it game 2. And then my time card, Cowboy.
Oh yes.
So you have to play the time card.
I told him to play that.
You have to play the time card. It comes up more than you want it to, especially with Malice being in the format. Malice takes a while to get through its combos, and if you get into a grindy game, you're gonna need it in the long run. So
very nice build, bro. It's very, very unique, but you make it sound so easy, you know, when you're explaining everything.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Big congrats.
Thank you so much.
Any changes that you would do?
I had considered taking out the Veilers and potentially taking out the Bells and moving them to the side. The Bells to the side, Veilers out completely, to go back down off of 45. But the more I went through the weekend, the more I realized the 45 was a benefit more than it was a hindrance. So really, that's the only change I would make. Obviously, the extra deck's going to change with Suda. I'm going to be taking out a couple cards to put in 2 copies of Twins. So the cards I'm going to take out are most likely the Detonator and the Utopic Ray. I might keep the Utopic Ray and take out the Castel, because Utopic Ray still has utility. So.
Well, thank you for such an informative deck profile, and it's so unique. I might be jumping on it, so guys, if you guys see it, another build on this channel, it's mine. But yeah, again, congrats, bro. Thank you again for the deck profile.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.